think our biggest challenge is also our biggest asset. When we work together, and we have times on Saturdays when we're together, or when we're doing a bridal party or a special event, oftentimes I think that we have a very different approach to things. Teri is very organized, and she is a planner, and she likes things done a particular way. And part of that is my mother, and part of that is my boss. I am a little more free-spirited about things. I feel like I have a little bit more of a creative take on things sometimes. And so sometimes that's a little bit of a challenge when we're trying to get something done. But in the end, we both bring those strengths to whatever event we're doing, and it really works out. So I think we complement each other that way. She kind of keeps me on track and keeps me focused, and I get to make people fabulous. So we have a lot of fun when we do that together.
And really, Leanne and I get along very well, and I am out there as far as speaking my piece, and I never hesitate, and somehow we deal with that. But you have to have some kind of happy medium if you're working with family, and I don't really think that there's been a time when we haven't been able to work things out. When I was about 14 years old and I started wearing makeup, my mother, who was also using our product, allowed me to go to Merle Norman to have my first makeover. I guess just loving the product, knowing how it works, has made me always use it and want to have a studio. Every day actually that I get up is a good day because I'm selling what I love.
Initially, I didn't. I have worn Merle Norman since I was 13, and I'm 43 this year. And when I was a little girl, my mom managed a Merle Norman studio in a mall in Indiana, and I remember going on Saturdays with my friends. She would, on her way to work, pick up a girlfriend or two. We would all go to the mall, and we would shop a little bit, and then we'd come in and watch her do makeovers. So years ago, I had a young woman who was a customer of ours, and she began using Merle Norman because her grandmother used it, her mother used it, and then she was introduced to it. So sometimes all three of them would come in, sometimes they would come in together, sometimes she would come in by herself or with a girlfriend. And that's one of the cool things about having this kind of business, is that we get to know your sister and your mom and your aunt and your daughter, and we get to know whole families. So she would come in and have special event makeup done. She'd have facial services, and we kind of got to know her on a personal level. And she was diagnosed with cancer and began several years worth of treatment and really battling different kinds of cancer at different stages. And so because of that, she went through changes physically. You know, she lost her hair, her skin changed color, it changed texture. And so every time she would come in, there would kind of be a new thing that she was dealing with. So we worked with her as she would come in with different things, and every time she left, we all felt better. Sorry. So through all of this, she had met a man and fallen in love, and they actually planned their wedding. And she was had come to a point where she was in remission from one of the types of cancers that she had, and she got married. And so I was fortunate enough to be able to do her makeup for her wedding. And that was one of the coolest things I ever did. You know, she was beautiful that day, and she felt beautiful, she looked beautiful, and it was an honor to be part of her day. And a couple years later, she did lose her battle with cancer, and they, you know, asked us to come to her service. So it just kind of is one of those things where you make a connection with somebody, and you know, you have life experiences with them. So it's not just about selling makeup. It's about helping people to be the best that they can be at whatever point in their life they're at, and really making women feel good about themselves, no matter what that is. And I tell women every day, cosmetics are really personal. They're about being who you want to be, and I'm just here to kind of guide you along in that process. So if it's a 5-minute face in the morning, mascara and lip gloss and out the door, that's great. If it's more involved than that, I'm going to be here to help you, or we're all going to be here to help you put that look together.